All right. Opportunities and second home markets are going to be exploding here soon. And soon, I mean probably next year's, a few next year. You probably don't even have to wait till 2025. The problem is how you're going to pay for it. But we'll talk about that. So here's my premise. Owner-occupied houses are one thing because people have to have a place to live. So we know that's why the banks always say we're going to give you the lowest collateral requirements, interest rates on owner-occupied property because you're always going to pay that bill first, without question. Because you can get your car repossessed, you can lose your your freaking credit card, you can write off in bankruptcy. Not likely to do that in your home. Now there is secondary homes too, vacation homes and whatnot. I'm telling you, man, you wait for a couple more years and you're going to have the pick of the litter here. So here's my graph in this regard. The supply is just going to be extending, and we're talking probably 2040 essentially right here. It's going to be going on a trajectory like you haven't seen because all the rich people are baby boomers who, again, I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to. And I say, how did you get that beach house in St. Simon's Island? Well, I didn't have kids, or I got some money from my mom, or we made a bunch of money. I got a pension, I got more money I know what to do with. And so I said, I'll just buy a house. I'd love my grandkids to come over by the beach. I'm telling you, you're going to see this like crazy. It's going to be nuts. A huge supply of vacation homes as baby boomers get too old. They don't want them anymore. They might even need the money. I probably doubt that, but they might need the money. But either way, they're selling because they don't want it. If you go up to a Big Canoe, I'll never forget this. It's probably about 7 years ago now. I was talking to a guy up there, nice guy, and I went up to visit with him. And his Big Canoe's up in the mountains. It used to be like where the rich SunTrust executives used to retire to or had their second homes. This guy's name Harry. I'll never forget. So talking to Harry, it's a nice place up there. It's like a community that they build for you, a planned community. And it's just beautiful. And I said, man, it's nuts out here. And I said, how much do you think you could sell for your house? He goes, man, we bought this for like $350 back in the early aughts. Now we'd be likely to get, I think, $2.25. I said, why? He goes, because no one's moving up here anymore. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I said, what do you mean? It's such a nice place. Because I know, but all the people who can afford it, they're all older. They're already here. And the families who can't afford it or who'd like to come up here, but they have to stay local to the metropolitan area for school districts and all the amenities of being a school. And so he goes, so now you got all these older people and they're selling their houses. There's so much to supply for houses in Big Canoe and not that much demand. And it hit me I'll never, ever forget that. I said, now Big Canoe isn't just second homes. I mean, there are people, retirees, the baby boomers went to retire there. They took their pension from Coke or Delta Airlines or the military. They went up there and they retired from FedEx in Memphis, wherever FedEx, wherever their version of Big Canoe is. And they took their pension. They had big 401ks. They had little to no debt. They sold their house down here in Cumming, Georgia, Alpharetta, Marietta, and they bought a nice house up there when the demand was high because they're all outbidding each other. But now it wasn't just because of leveraged real estate. It's simple economics, supply and demand. The supply, as the Harrys of the world get older and older and older. Now, I'll never forget, he had some kind of bypass. I remember he was telling me, and he was kind of a cranky guy. He was a nice guy. He was a cranky guy. But I remember he was telling me, and I don't think he had all, I think he was up there was kind of going away. He's telling me, look, I'm going to get the bypass, whatever it was. I just want you to make sure you take care of, Jane, whatever his wife's name was. I forgot. I said, absolutely. And that was, like I said, 2008, 2012, 13 or something like that. Yeah, 2013, 14. I don't know what happened to Harry. But anyway, I'll never forget that. I went up there and I said, interesting. And that's where it hit me like a ton of bricks. The supply of these houses in these vacation areas. I'm telling you, they're going to be coming to the market like crazy. So hear me out. You say, okay, well, that's great, Josh. What am I going to do with it? I don't want to move there, or I'll move there, I'll go up there in the summertime or whatever. Well, you ever heard of VRBO? Why would you not go there, buy a house in Big Canoe? I'm just using that for example. You can use whatever you want. Gatlinburg, I didn't like Gatlinburg. Whatever you want to, wherever, Helen, Georgia. Bar Harbor, Maine. All the rich people who have these houses are all getting older. It doesn't matter how rich you are, you still die. If you eat carrots, you will die. So if you are rich and you ate carrots, you're dead. Just like some poor guy schmuck who didn't eat carrots, he's going to die too. It's amazing how we all die. Anyway, so they're all saying I can't afford to come up here to Bar Harbor anymore from New York City. I'm just going to let go of that house, and I would give it to my kids, but I don't have that many kids, or my kid lives in Seattle, or whatever it is. I don't know. My kid doesn't want to take care of it. Just like the farmers, none of my kids want to farm, so I got to give away this land on a song for nothing. Be lucky, at least a farm, you can lease it out to get some sharecropper essentially, but can't do that vacation home except for Airbnb or VRBO or something like that. Now, like, use Harry. Do you think he's going to say, let's just keep this house? I want to VRBO this while I go and I'm sitting in an assisted living or a nursing home, especially if his wife died or something like that. No, we just want to get rid of it. Now, some will, I get that. But the vast majority of the people who are having these vacation homes are going to be selling them because they just want to get rid of it. And some will use them to actually finance their long-term care or their nursing home or their assisted living. That's just a fact. So they're going to say, now some will turn around, give it to the kids and get that, but I'm telling you, there's going to be a huge supply. And the demand is dropping like a brick because we don't have the cash flow to afford it because we're so heavy in our debt on our first mortgage as it is. Talk about debt to income. What bank is going to give you money if you can barely squeak by paying your first mortgage and you got a car loan, you got student loans, and you got kids? No, the demand is that's probably even too optimistic. The demand is probably going to drop like a brick and water too. And so if demand is dropping and supply is increasing, you have this huge delta. So you say, okay, I'm going to pick up these pieces but now listen, just because demand for ownership of second homes is going away doesn't mean the demand for going up there for a week's time. Taking the kids, I just got to get away, get out of the city. I'm going to go up to Bar Harbor. I want to do some fishing. I want to just watch the whales, whatever it is. I want to hear people say, I park the car instead of park the car. You see what I'm saying? I mean, so people still want to do that. They're still willing to spend $5,000. How do we know this? You ever been to Disney? Look at Disney. These people are spending crazy amounts of money. Now, some may own timeshares. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we know people are willing to spend money on vacations. We've seen that time and time again. They just don't have the capacity for ownership of these places. So you can say, I'm buying a Bar Harbor house, and I have no idea where the other places are. I'm buying where my man Fritz is in Blairsville, Blue Ridge. I'm buying a house up there. I'm going to have all these little houses. You said I paid freaking pennies on the dollar for it. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but I paid little to no money relative to what the guy paid before. And I'm going to have all these houses. I'm just going to do VRBO. And all it takes is to get 4 or 5 tenants a year in there to cover my costs. Anything else is cash money. People still want a vacation. They still want to get out of the city. They just don't have the capacity to own it. And these people want to get rid of their second homes. Oh, man. The opportunities are endless there. I'm telling you, keep your eye out. I don't think it's quite there yet. Because the Harrys of the world are the older of the baby boom, but he's the first wave. And we know in 2030, it's probably 2030 is when it starts slowing down, the baby boom. So we're probably about 3 to 4 years in advance, but I would say 2022, I would be saving up money like crazy to have a significant amount of money to pay cash money for a baby boom, an older baby boomer's second home that they just say, I got to get out of because I have nursing home care. I don't care about it anymore. I'm going, whatever. I bet you'll be able to pick up cheap stuff in a wonderful place too. And then you can do VRBR or Airbnb. All right, we'll see you.